Today, we will be assessing the dungeoneering capacity of Stitch from that one movie that released in 2002. This little blue meatball of death and despair begins the movie as the creation of Jumba, and crash lands on a primitive planet where he can learn the meaning of family. His abilities will be measured by a slider on the side and a point system. Minor deeds will earn him 1d4 points, moderate is 1d8, and major is 1d20. If you're unfamiliar with D&D, those terms refer to the dice that I will be rolling to determine their points. Failures in each of these categories will apply a negative, and treasure and loss of treasure will be worth 1d100. Let us begin. First thing Stitch does is insult the council. There was a solid chance if he played his cards right, he could have avoided exile, so we will be calling this a minor failure, worth 3 points. He rather quickly outsmarts the prison system cannons and opens a hole for his accept. We're gonna call this a minor feat of strength, worth 2 points. He breaks out, not with the cannons, but just by brute strength through a cell meant to restrain presumably thousands of alien species, and quickly grabs parts of the cell to use it as shielding. I want to point out so it's clear, the cannons just did that to the wall, but this to the shields that he is using. So Stitch broke shields capable of blocking that with nothing but brute strength. This will be a major success worth 15 points. He outlifts a door. A moderate feat of strength, let's give him 6 points. I have a feeling this isn't still hip, but Stitch is the imposter from Among Us. He vents right here, is an alien, and later in the movie disguises himself. Venting will be a moderate feat worth 8 points.
Yeah, he took the red one.
Come on. At least it's not a horse this time, but this is 3 for 3 episodes where the protagonist just finds transportation between cuts. Minor success for stealing the ship. Major success for escaping for a total of 2 points, because Snake Eyes on a D20 and a D4, which is about 1.25 odds, so unlucky, I suppose. We get a bunch of setup for Lilo. I just wanted to call out the redraw of the dryer to be a pizza box a while back was done for the Disney Plus release. It's just a random change and it really breaks immersion. Surviving a crash from hyperspace straight into Earth is going to be a solid feat of endurance worth 11 points. So is getting hit by a truck a failure, or is surviving getting hit by a truck a feat of strength? I'm gonna go with a moderate failure because he's been killing it in his opening sequence, and I'd rather him be taken down a peg so the slider still has meaning. 2 points. He dodges several sudden shots before finding cover. I'd like to note the shots are later going to be established as not harming him, but for now we'll call this a minor success, 3 points. Can I just say this always grossed me out as a kid? A decent ability earning him 3 points.
But it was dead this morning!
I was dead this morning?
This joke has already been made by a dozen people funnier than me, but they put the dead dog in with all the others in the adoption kennel.
I want to buy him. Can I borrow $2?
I know it's not relevant to dungeoneering, but this is just a really wholesome moment and I love it.
How good is his hearing?
His hearing is sharp enough to detect a whisper from 500 yards. This is also a fairly impressive ability, but not that helpful in many situations. He gets 2 points for the trait though.
Using a little girl for a shield. This is low even for you!
And the crux of the movie, he sets up an unwitting hostage to dodge law enforcement. It's operating based on 2 core assumptions. 1, they aren't willing to kill random innocents, and 2, they don't want to interrupt the planet's development. Both of which are true, though I'm not sure how Stitch learned this. I'm gonna assume Jumba gave him some form of education pre-capture and hand him 2 points for the plan as a moderate success. Stealing the tricycle is a minor act of evil that would make Doofenshmirtz proud. 3 points.
It's nice to live on an island with no large cities.
We are going to give him a failure for not maintaining his composure. I really like this because the setting has a very active role in the plot and the development of the character. Sci-fi movies with Earth tend to feel like they forgot Earth has more than one place, but still a minor failure. 2 points. They put Elvis music over this montage so it's muted. Stitch plan notably backfires, so now he is a prisoner to the hostage. As a major failure, worth 20 points. I feel like Stitch has been established to be smarter than this, but falling for a trap will be a 5-point reduction. Biting the head of the enemy, almost biting it off, is quite an impressive and quick reaction, earning him back 4 points.
It's not an angel, Lilo. I don't even think it's a dog.
Rolling is another minor ability. We're gonna give him 3 points for that.
Hey, what are you doing?
Losing a fight to a blender is hilarious, but still a failure worth 1 point.
626 was designed to be a monster, but now he has nothing to destroy.
Stitch develops depression in less than a week. This will leave him lacking motivation throughout most of the movie. I'm gonna label this a failure because he isn't working towards his goal. This will be 5 points. Losing composure again, this time while specifically moving toward the goal of model citizen set by the random social worker, is going to be a 5-point loss. Elvis music played through the next plot beats, so it's muted. Stitch takes a risk in hanging out in the water because his family is cool. He can't swim, and Jumba takes advantage, pulling him into the water where he can be captured or drown. And it's notable that he does almost drown from this encounter, so this is a moderate failure worth a 7-point reduction. He does, however, outplay them to avoid capture, which is going to be a moderate success worth 4 points.
I hear you cry at night. Do you dream about them? I know that's why you wreck things and push me.
Okay, I wanted to talk about the scene because it's really good. Stitch has been crying at night. This is the first time we are told about this because most of the movie's from Stitch's perspective. But more than that, Lilo believes it's because he misses his family, reminding Stitch that his closest current family, that is Jumba, is trying to capture him. Lilo is, to a degree, projecting her own actions and feelings on Stitch because she has missed family, and at the same time, Stitch is given a greater understanding of Lilo and how she mourns the loss of her parents, helping him understand the concept of family. And Lilo is showing why she is so patient with Stitch, who knows he has been pushing his luck, and Stitch has almost no dialogue. But this moment shows how he has been changing from his original goals, and this movie is a masterpiece of Nat 20 dialogue. And we are about to skip because this is still the Dungeoneering show, but all this is explained. Then Stitch is given the opportunity to leave, and he takes it, giving up his hostage, and I think attempting to connect to Jumba because he talks with him briefly, and only runs from him in the next encounter once he's told Jumba's intent is to take him apart. Okay, let's speed around the combat. He catches a plasma bolt, a moderate attack worth 2 points. Building an explosive that is relatively ineffective, minor 2 points. Dodging plates, minor 1 point.
I tried to give you my good looks, but let's face it, something went wrong.
Holy crap, that is quite the roast. Yeah, super strength. It's not lethal, and it comes off minor despite lifting a car, 4 points. He's disarmed by a plunger while wielding a chainsaw. This will be a failure, 3 points. I know I'm gushing on the movie, but take a look at this. For the fight, he took his alien form, but when what's-her-name shows up, he reflexively reassumes the dog mode. Great attention to detail by the animators. I love it. I'm just going to bring up this bit right here is banking on the scene that established his super hearing earlier. Stitch and Lilo are captured, Stitch escapes, but for the climax we are counting Lilo as a treasure. He loses 65 points for losing treasure.
After all you put me through, you expect me to help you just like that? Just like that? Fine.
Stitch persuades Jumba to help, a major success worth 19 points.
What? Did you think we walked here?
See, look, they got transportation and it wasn't between cuts. Was that so hard? We're giving him a point just for this. Skydiving into an enemy's ship, moderate success, 8 points. Being fried and removed will be a failure, 8 points. Finding a way back will be another moderate success, 8 points. Yes, I did roll 3 8s in a row. This is very exciting. I wonder how long it will last. Dodging gunfire, capable of destroying a ship, moderate, 4 points. I guess I shouldn't have jinxed it.
He came back.
Treasure, technically, 25 points. I still love the dialogue.
This is my family. I found it all on my own.
You might think I'm going to gush over the writing more, but I'm actually going to give him a major success for learning a language in a week, 4 points. This movie is beautiful, man. I imagine no one is surprised that the unkillable and infinitely strong rodent would make a good dungeoneer. But I haven't watched this movie in years, and it being an actual masterpiece hit me out of nowhere. Subscribe, I'll get another one of these out next week.